Today we are talking about concealed carry bags, and as you can see, I've got a handful, so let's get into it. First, let's talk about what I carry so you can kind of get an idea of what you have and you can compare it to what I carry. For most of these demonstrations, I'm going to be using my Rose Sig Sauer P365. This is the XL comped version. This is typically what I'm carrying. If I need something smaller, then my go-to is the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0. This is a 380 and it is, I mean, you can see it's tiny, it's compact, it's amazing. If I'm carrying, it's probably going to be one of these, whether that's on body or off body. The next thing I want to cover is holster options. If you are carrying in a purse, bag, fanny pack, whatever, please use a holster. I'm seeing more and more women on TikTok saying, I got this Wrangler bag, my pistol fits in it, so this is what I'm carrying in, and it's like upside down, sideways in some random ass pocket with zero trigger protection. And I have no idea how they would even draw in that scenario. So if that is you, one, props for starting to carry, but also let's make that safe and a little more practical. Having a Kydex holster, one, makes your gun safe and secure, but also provides that trigger protection. So when your gun is in here, you are not accidentally touching that trigger. So this holster is specifically made for my Rose. This is made by Crossbreed Holsters, and you can find this on the SIG website. Code Kayla saves you 10% off on anything SIG. And then these two are made by Allegiant Holsters. Same thing, code Kayla saves you 10%. And the one thing that these all have in common, yes, they're Kydex, they have that trigger protection, but they all have a Velcro back. So that is the important thing when looking for a off-body holster, is that they have the Velcro back, and we'll kind of get into that too. At this point, I have so many, I don't really know where to start. So I'm gonna start with the very basic. These were the first ones that I got. They are plain, they are black. These can be worn crossbody or fanny pack. Let's just get into each one individually. It's probably gonna be a pretty long video, but I do wanna cover each bag that I have, and maybe I should make this into a two-part series, but there's also so many other bags out there that I don't have that I would like to do a part two if you guys have any suggestions. First bag is the Vertx Everyday Carry, and this is probably my most worn bag. I've had it for over a year, and something that draws me to it, it is very casual looking. It almost looks like a Lululemon bag. The feel is very similar to very casual. It just doesn't look tactical to me. As I said, these carry bags have a Velcro inside, so you can place your holster however you seem necessary. This is how the bag looks when it is on. This is the crossbody position. I've seen some women carry a little bit more casual, a little bit looser, kind of down at the hip area. For me, when I'm going to draw, I prefer this higher position. I just feel like it's a little bit more secure. Now, when carrying in a fanny pack position, again, super comfortable. I feel like it's really casual. The one thing I will say about this bag, and I think every single one of these bags, is for me, the waistband is just a little bit too long. So this bag does have these couple elastics that help you position that extra material. But for me, I definitely have some hanging off. Like I said, I think that's mostly with all of these bags, so I just kind of deal with it. I do feel like this one does a pretty good job at staying where you position it. On the back of this bag, you have a zipper pocket here, and then on the front, you also have a zipper pocket. This bag has a little spot for your keys, and then it has two extra pockets inside. Because this is a zipper access, I tuck my offhand zipper inside of the bag. That way when I go to draw, I'm not having that other zipper in the way. So this is what the bag looks like with the gun inside. Something to keep in mind is if you are going to be carrying crossbody, you might want your holster to be positioned differently than if you're carrying fanny pack. It's always a good idea to practice how you're going to be carrying. That way you know the angle that you're going to be retrieving your gun. As with all carry, training how you carry is so important. Off-body carry is already a little bit slower typically. The more you train, the more efficient you can become and the faster you can get. With this particular bag, some people recommend scooping the bottom of the bag to find that zipper and come around. I don't really have any negatives on this bag. I think it's super comfortable. I think it's cute. I don't think it gives away like, hey, I'm carrying. Since I've had it for a while, I think I've gotten pretty good at drawing and pretty quick with drawing. I definitely feel comfortable with it. I should also add that since I have had this one for so long, they have made a newer one, and I've heard that it actually has a like a loop here where you can clip something, and that can be a pull tab versus having to zip. So maybe that's one of the bags I need to get for my next video. Speaking of pull tabs, let's get into option 2. This is the 945 Industries bag. They do make a larger version than this, and I have also had this for over a year. I've carried this bag probably about the same amount as my other bag, and I kind of started carrying this one more because it does have that pull tab, which just makes deployment a little bit faster. Let's go through the specs. So just like the other bag, it does have a front zipper pouch. This one doesn't have anything special in it. It also has that back pouch, which again, I like to put my phone in there. And then the inside pouch that has the Velcro. The difference in this is it has these tabs. It actually has one for right hand or left hand draw. Whatever one you aren't using, you just tuck that inside. And honestly, I never even noticed that it's there. Same thing with the other bag. The whole entire inside of the gun pouch is Velcro, so you can choose where you're positioning your holster and your gun depending on how you're carrying. So for this bag, you pull your pull tab out and then you just pull the zippers up against that. I have noticed time to time when dry firing that I have accidentally grabbed these zippers. If you're planning on only deploying like this, you could always cut these a little bit shorter. And I think they're newer bags. They actually made these tabs a little bit longer. As far as fanny pack carry goes, this one also is just a little bit too big around the waist for me. This one doesn't have the open tag end, so then I end up with this big bunch of extra material back here. This one also doesn't have the elastics, so sometimes I'll take an elastic off of a different bag and just kind of bunch that up. I've tried tucking, I've tried bunching. Usually it ends up coming out and just kind of looks a little bit silly, but that's okay. One thing about this bag is I do think it looks a little bit more tactical, especially with the pull tab. A handful of people have let me know that they think the pull tab is a dead giveaway that you are carrying. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel like for the most part, the only people who are gonna really notice that you're carrying, especially in a bag like this, are people who also carry, and I'm not too worried about them. Other people, I think, would just look at this and not really pay too much attention. So to each their own. I know some people don't want there to be any hints or clues that they're carrying. For me, like I said, I started carrying this a lot more because the pull tab was just such easier and quicker access that I felt more comfortable with it. The next bag we are talking about, did I already say that these are in no particular order? This is a bag by Marsupial. If you hunt, I hunt. I have a handful of hunting products by Marsupial. I've ran a Marsupial binocular harness for I don't even know how many years now. So I was really excited that Marsupial was coming out with a bag. They actually did this collab with Paige, Some Chick Who Shoots, so check her out. And this was also one of the first bags I got. I actually think this might be the first bag I got. I got all three of these at around the same time. So before I put this bag on, I wanted to show you this is set for my fanny pack position, and as you can see, this bag has the open tab end, but it does have the elastics, and so I have this looped through because again, it's just a little bit too long for me, but that kind of works out. This bag again has the back zipper pouch that I usually put my phone in. For this bag's front pouch, I actually like that it has two zippers because that allows me to choose to move them out of the way. So instead of having a zipper on this side that has to be on that side, I keep these zippers on that side. That way they are away from this zipper. Front pouch has a nice opening and it has three little dividers for keeping your chapstick, gum, goodies, whatever you have. And the main pouch for the gun, again, has that Velcro attachment, so you can place your firearm there. With this bag, I would typically fold in that lower zipper that I'm not going to be using, That way when I go to draw, it stays out of the way. Fanny pack position, as you can see, I have the little bit of leftover here. I feel like I am having to like almost regularly check this and make sure that it's tucked in position. Personally, I like this bag. I've worn it a ton, not quite as much as those. I would say that I probably like those a little bit more, but this is also a really great bag. Durability, fantastic, maybe a little bit more durable than the Vertx bag. I think the shape of the bag kind of makes me think that it does look a little bit more tactical, a little less casual, but still all around really great bag and super comfortable. See the comparison of the shapes of the bag. So Marsupial, this is the 945 Industries. I feel like these have pretty similar like boxy shapes. And the Vertx bag, I don't know if it's because it has like this slight curvature at the top, but I just feel like it looks a little bit more casual. Maybe it's just me. I also feel like all three of these bags hold about the same amount of product. I've noticed that this bag, the material is a little bit more stretchy, a little bit softer. I'm not sure about the durability compared to these two. These two definitely feel a little bit more durable, but I haven't had any issues with the Vertx bag yet. I've also heard that the Marsupial bag, you know, you can shove a bunch of stuff in the front of it and it will stretch out as well. All right, that was these three bags, the 945 Industries, the Vertx Everyday Carry, and the Marsupial. I feel like this video is going to be long enough, so I am going to make this a part 1, and I'm going to make another video to be the part 2. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment any other bags that you want to see, and I will see you soon.